action. Thank you so much for reporting to duty for the Pretty Princess Command Center, episode 6, aka a girl talk episode, aka a Princess Diaries episode, because girl talk is so a thing of the past. Okay, we're doing Princess Diaries here. Posting schedule completely changed, completely upended. If you watch my vlog channel, my main channel, you know that. So we're gonna be doing the main videos of these will go up on Sunday, and then the girl talk episodes, Princess Diaries episodes will go up on Wednesdays. So it's gonna be Sundays and Wednesdays, and I figured doing like the main posting on Sundays makes sense because it's kind of a good way to kick off your week. So let's get right into this. This is gonna be our first Princess Diary entry, which is piggybacking off of last week's. I think it was the last Princess Diary video. Yes, the girl said she's in her second year doing teaching practicals at an elementary school, and there's a coach that works there, and he's like 3 years older, and she thinks he's really handsome, and they just like kind of were too shy to talk. And she said, I have his Instagram handle, but I'm too afraid to send a request. And in that video I was kind of like, girl, like just like tread lightly with that, because you know, workplace, and like you're not even like technically working there, because like you're like in school still. So anyway, she gave us an update, so let me read it. I haven't really even read it entirely, the update that she gave, so this will kind of be like a new thing for both of us because I haven't even read it all the way through. Okay. This says, hey Kat, so I was the one who sent you the dating coworkers question on the Pretty Princess Command Center, and unfortunately I've seen it too late, but it's fine. We spoke this past week. It wasn't like a proper chat, but mostly him teasing me. I'm doing the internship thing right. So during sports practice, I accidentally hit a kid in the face with a ball. He kept teasing me about it. And I saw your video an hour ago when we both followed each other yesterday. He seems to be single. That's good news. And I'm glad it worked out. Like, I'm glad you guys were actually talking, because I didn't want you to just like follow this man on Instagram if you've literally never spoken to him in real life, because I think that's kind of like weird. Like, it'd be one thing if you heard of him but you never met him in real life, but it's like a complete other thing to kind of just be like, oh yeah, we see each other every single day but we don't speak, but I'm gonna follow him on Instagram, you know? I feel like, I don't know, I could see the benefits of it because it's kind of like a way to like initiate like, oh hey it's me, but I don't know. Anyway, she says, I also think he knows I have a crush on him, lol. I just don't know if he's actually gonna make a move or not. Next week is my last week at school. I also agree with you talking about dating him as a coworker and the possible consequences, but we don't work together, so I guess it's fine. Anyways, thanks for the advice. Love watching you, by the way. Aw, well, I'm happy that it worked out. I'm happy that you guys have had like cute little flirty banter. That's so fun. And yeah, just tread lightly. I believe in you. I think you're smart enough to make your own decisions, but I think that's super exciting and fun. So yeah, if you guys like don't really like work together, then like cool. And if he doesn't have a girlfriend, then you're absolutely in the clear. So do with that what you will. And if you're almost done with school anyway, like if you're about to like be not at this job anymore, then like yeah, send it. I just don't want you to get tangled up in something that could possibly harm your professional life in a way. And I'm not saying that it will, like I'm not saying that it will at all, but just tread lightly. Okay, so then speaking of boys, the next one, Princess Diary entry number 2 for this week is, me and this boy have been flirting. I don't know if he likes me. How can I figure that out? And what can I do to make him realize I like him? Also, I need tips on flirting. I suck at it. Okay, so if you want flirting tips from me, I literally am just so competitive. And like when my boyfriend and I, which, ew, I hate that. That's why I call my boyfriend Mr. Special. So if you hear me refer to Mr. Special someone, just know I'm talking about my boyfriend. When we first like met and like I first was like, oh, he's really cute, like I want to like make a move, like I want to try to talk to him, get his attention, like let him know that I like him, right? I literally was just so competitive with him. Like it was like a good setting for it, because like we were at like, we had friends, and like our friends would have like little like get-togethers and stuff, and like obviously like there was like drinking and like drinking games and stuff like that, so it was a really good environment for it. But it was very just like, oh, like you're gonna be on my team, or like something like that. Like I was just very direct and straightforward, and like we're on a team together, like no, like I'm gonna, you know, like stuff like that. Or just like, oh, like I bet you can't beat me at pool, you know, just like silly like little flirty moments like that. So that's like my way I've always like flirted, is just kind of like more competitive, teasing type of flirty vibes, just because I feel like it doesn't come natural to me to be like very like soft and feminine and like, oh, like I I dropped my pen, can you pick it up? Like, that's just never really come that natural to me, but I know to a lot of other girls that comes like very natural to them, and what would be unnatural is like very like competitive type of vibes, you know what I'm saying? Because I know like some girls tend to think like, oh well, like I don't want him to think I'm like competing with him, like I want him to see me as like a soft feminine, like I need a man type, you know. So there's a bunch of different ways, but if you and this boy have been flirting, then I feel like you've been doing a good job. Like if it hasn't been like one conversation then it's over. With me and Mr. Special Someone, I was very like clearly like flirting with him, like very much like I have put my radar out to seek you, and he wasn't really like flirting back. And I literally remember like calling him out on that on our first date, because like he was not giving me any vibes of like, yeah, like flirty back. So like I eventually, like after like 25 minutes, I was just like, all right, you're being a little bitch, like I'm leaving. I literally like told him that. I was like, you're such a pussy, like all that stuff. And then like 2 weeks later, I think he was just like, I want to take you on a date, like time and place. And I was like, oh, okay. And I remember making fun of him for it. I was just like, yeah, I was like literally flirting with you and you like gave me no, you were giving nothing, sir, what the hell? And he was just like, it's because I wanted to take you on a date, like I didn't want to just flirt with you at a party, like I wanted to take you on a date. So I was like, oh, okay. And flash forward, that was in like 2020, so flash forward 4 years and here we are now. So don't be too concerned. Also, don't worry about if he likes you. You don't need to worry if he likes you. Like you just need to be 100% authentically yourself. Like if you want to flirt by being competitive, if you want to flirt by being like soft and feminine, like whatever you want to do, like you need to worry about if you are liking his responses, if you are like do you like him or do you like the attention? I know it doesn't seem like it, but a lot of times like guys are very scared of girls. Like guys are usually like, when it comes to like flirting, dating, like stuff like that, like especially if they actually like you as somebody that like maybe they could potentially want to date, like guys are very, very scared of messing that up. So guys are very like, oh, I didn't know if like me saying that would like push you away, you know, because a lot of times it's expected that the girls have more emotions or more feelings or whatever than the guys. So when it comes to the guy being like, oh, I want to take you on a date or something like that, or like, oh, like can we do this on the weekend, stuff like that, I feel like a lot of times guys are kind of like not raised but kind of conditioned to not show emotion like that and not show genuine interest, even if that is what they're feeling. So I definitely think that you should kind of take the lead on that and just be like, so like I'm getting really tired of texting you, like when are we actually gonna hang out, when are we gonna go on a date, you know, stuff like that. And definitely like if you want to plan a date, but I definitely would put that ball in his court, because that's just how I believe relationships should be most of the time. It's very much like the guy needs to put in the effort, okay? Like you are all pretty, you already spent well over the bill on the face, right? Like our makeup, our foundation, our hair, our dress, our whatever you're doing, you already put all your energy and effort in, and the only place where his energy and effort is comes to who's signing the check, who's putting the date, all that stuff. So I really just think that you need to be straight up if he doesn't realize that you like him, because like that's what, like with me and Mr. Special, like I know that he could see that I was flirting with him. It wasn't that I thought like, oh, he just doesn't realize I'm flirting with him. No. He knew what he was doing. And he also knew what he was doing by just like ignoring my flirting, which like, so humbling. I was like, you're such a little bitch. Like, I've been flirting with you all night. Like, all that stuff. And then it comes down to it. He's like, well, yeah, I wanted to take you on a date. So, yeah, sorry. Sorry that I hurt your feelings, but here's this beautiful date that I planned for us. So anyway, just be straight up, just be direct, just be like, yeah, when are you finally gonna take me out? And it might sound a little cheesy, but it'll get the job done in the way that either you will go on a date and this will continue, or he'll be like, oh, I didn't know we were, okay, bye, we could still continue to talk as friends, but like, nope, no more, you're off my roster. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Okay, and then the last one, this is like pretty simple. I need you guys, I am begging you guys, I am literally begging you guys, please write in very like specific. Either very broad or very specific. Like I want to know the details. Like, I want to read your whole life story of this situation. Like, I want to know place, time, I want to know the characters, I want to know your age, I want to know your, like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to know everything. But this is gonna be the last one for this episode. I kind of want to keep it like short and sweet, just like Miss Carpenter. This one says, you know how they say there's always a duo in every trio? Well, I'm that odd one out. How do I deal? This is like, okay, these two people always hang out on their own, and like I'm not invited all the time. I could see that being really frustrating, but also like I feel like I have no details. Like, I feel like there's always an exception, but at the end of the day, if you're feeling like very left out, like you're feeling like they're purposefully excluding you, you're feeling like they purposefully like have these little inside jokes that you don't know about, or you know, maybe they text separately all the time and you kind of are like, wait, like I didn't know we were doing that type of thing. I definitely think that you should take it upon yourself to kind of not remove yourself from the trio, because if they're good friends and you like them, then they're good friends and you like them and you like spending your time with them, and that's amazing. But I also think that maybe you could just kind of remove your attachment to the situation. Not so much remove yourself from the situation, but remove your attachment in the sense that it's like, okay, these two people are clearly very close together, and I love spending time with them together, but they also love spending time with each other alone. So I'm gonna go ahead and just realize, like, okay, when us three hang out, it's us three hanging out, and it's never really gonna be me and these and one of them individually. So I think if you just remove that attachment from it and you kind of like go find your own new friends, go find your own new best friend, new friends, like whatever, and you kind of could just be like, oh yeah, like us three should hang out soon, like we haven't all three hung out in a while. You could still enjoy your time with them without feeling like very, but also at the same time, like what if it's a situation where it's like you all three were so close, and now it just so happens that like you're kind of the odd man out now and they're getting really close. But even then, like it is what it is. You kind of just have to take it for what it is and go with it. And I know that like, especially growing older, and like once you start, you know, you're getting to like your 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, like that's such an interesting time in friendships, because you kind of start to see where people's priorities lie in life, in other relationships, in friendships, in literally everything, like in goals, in their careers. Like, okay, like maybe these two people have something super duper in common that you just don't share with them, so they're deciding to bond over that, and that's okay. And you can go find somebody that shares your interests and everything. But I definitely do understand how frustrating it could be to just kind of like realize like, oh, like they don't care about me as much as I thought they cared about me. And I know that that probably hurts so bad, and it sucks to see. And like if I was in that position, like yeah, I would be butthurt too. Like it does suck, especially if it was you were close, like you were all three equally as close with each other, and then it's kind of like they started growing closer a lot quicker, and you kind of just started feeling like you're kind of being put like lower and lower on the priority list. But no matter what the situation is, at the end of the day, these people are acting the way they're acting because that's how they want to act. They might not even realize that they're making you feel this way. So maybe if you do want to like talk to them about it, maybe you should be like, hey guys, I've just kind of noticed like our trio is slowly becoming a duo, and I'm not a part of that duo. And like maybe, you know, like if you want to talk to them, if you feel like you guys have the type of friendship where you can actually talk to each other, and you can openly go to them and be like, hey, like I'm feeling like really left out, like could you explain, or like could you know. But also it's kind of scary because it's like if you do approach them in a group setting, then they could very easily go text separately or like whatever. So maybe do it in person, or just, I know that it feels hard, and I know that your ego might want to be like, no, like fuck them, like I'm not gonna make an effort with them anymore. If you want to make an effort and like be like, hey guys, like do you all want to come over on Friday night and like we could watch Halloween movies and bake, or like whatever you guys like to do on a Friday night, and like initiate that hangout. And like if they're like, oh, we're already doing this, and then they don't invite you, you could kind of be like, okay, so like that's how you're gonna move now, and I'm gonna take that for what it is. I'm gonna take that, and you could just say, oh, okay, have fun, have a good night. And you could kind of step back and be like, all right, that's how they're acting, and that's cool, that's what they want to do now. I'm gonna go ahead and move in this direction now. And I think there doesn't need to be any hard feelings. I don't think there needs to be like confrontation. Like, obviously if you want to talk to them about it, talk to them about it, but I don't necessarily think there needs to be like a confrontation of like, you guys are like, don't go accusing them of anything, you know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna confront them, don't accuse them of being closer, or don't accuse them of making you feel left out, I guess. Like, just tell them how you feel. Just say like, hey, like, I've just been feeling like I'm not really like a part of this group anymore, and it just like hurts my feelings, and I just wanted to let you guys know that's how I'm feeling. And you don't need to, you know, or don't do that. Whatever you want to do, whatever feels the most comfortable to you. But I wouldn't be super quick to just kind of like, you guys are me, you guys are a duo, and I'm a part of the trio, but you guys are closer, because like maybe they are just closer, and that's okay. There's just so many other factors, and that's why I need you guys to be more specific, because like I want to know everything. Like, I want to know if you entered the duo and made it a trio. I want to know if they are roommates in college and you're not, or if you all used to live together. Like, I want to know everything. Tell me more. This is a Princess Diaries. Like, write your heart and soul out in here. Anyway, I don't know. Friendships in your 20s are definitely interesting, and I definitely have been experiencing how interesting they really can be. And it's very frustrating, but you just have to remember that like, you're gonna outgrow people, and it's not because you're better than the people you outgrow. It's literally not anything like that, and people are gonna outgrow you, and it's not because they're better than you. It's literally just because we are all people. We're all experiencing life for the first time. We're all just trying to do what makes us happy, what makes us feel the best, spend our time in a place that makes us happy, and sometimes people are going to move in ways that you don't agree with, and you can accept that and remove yourself from the situation. You can accept it and stay in the situation, but be a little bit less, or you could just say, I don't like what you're doing, bye. You know what I mean? There's so many ways to handle it, but at the end of the day, nothing's personal. If you could just remember, like, nothing is personal. And I feel like when people say that, it's so like, you'll always get the argument of like, oh, well, that's just you not taking accountability for anything. But it's like, no, if somebody does something to me that really hurts my feelings, and I decide to stop being friends with them, it's not personal to them. They did something that affected me in a way that I did not like. I don't approve of. It doesn't align with my morals. It doesn't make me feel good. So therefore, I am choosing to react to that situation by saying, I'm no longer going to be friends with you. Goodbye. It's all me. It's all me, because I 100,010% had the choice to choose how I wanted to react to that situation. It's not personal to them. It's just I chose to react to their actions that way. You know what I mean? So when somebody chooses to not be around you, that's how they choose. They get to choose whatever they want to do. They get to choose who they're friends with. They get to choose who they spend their time with. It's not personal to you unless you decide to say, you're doing this to hurt me. You're doing this to make me feel bad. No. They're doing that because that's what they're choosing to do. And if you choose to be personally affected, personally hurt by it, okay, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, you just have to take, and like, yes, their actions can hurt you. I'm not saying their actions don't hurt you. Their actions could 1000% make you feel sad, make you feel shitty, but it's not personal. Like right now, I have dealt with a situation. I've dealt with a situation where I had a best friend, loved her so much, like we always would hang out, amazing, like we like ride or die, right? Like we're like locked in. And then like all of a sudden she just started distancing herself from me, and like we really didn't hang out anymore, and like it sucked. And like I was like, hey, like, did I do something wrong? Like, what happened? She was like, oh no, like I've just been super busy. And then like literally we went like a year without talking. And I was like, okay, like personally, I would never handle a situation like that. Personally, I would always 100% be like, hey, I'm so sorry we haven't had a lot of time together recently. This is why. And the minute that I'm able to like figure this all out, I promise we're gonna hang out again. Or I just simply wouldn't let it come down to that. Like if I actually cared about that friendship, like I simply would not let it get to the situation where I'm literally like not speaking to my best friend for a year. You know what I mean? So people, you can't expect people to act the same way that you're gonna act in each given situation. Like you can't expect somebody to act the way that you would act in a situation. And I think that a lot of times that's where like the hurt comes in, because like you place these expectations on these people that they had no idea were there. They had no idea they had to meet those expectations to keep you happy. So yes, it can hurt you, it can hurt your feelings, it can bother you, you can vent about it to your other friends, but at the end of the day, like, it's not personal. It's only as personal as you choose to make it. So life's just way easier when you can move through it knowing like, all right, that person is doing what they're doing right now because that's what they think is the best thing to do. And I'm gonna do this because this is what I think is the best thing to do. So with that being said, that concludes is this episode 6? Episode 6 of the Pretty Princess Command Center. Also, please write in more. We need some more girl talk episodes, guys. We need some more Princess Diary entries. And it's always linked in my, it's always linked in the description of all the videos, but it's also always linked in like the main bio part of my channel, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's easier to say it's in the description. So if you guys have any specific videos that you want to hear, like my perspectives you want to hear, whatever, let me know in the comments. And on that note, I hope you have a good fucking day.